Junior Minister Dr. Winston Garraway is pleased with the response of the general public to the information disseminated by the National Disaster Management Agency in regards to the tropical storm Dawn.
One of the very high points we have seen from this whole episode as it unfolded the last 2 days, the information that was presented to the nation, people readily accepted what NADMA had to say. And that came about from a number of things. We've been providing information, and when people check it out, it was accurate. And I guess as much that would have built the confidence. But most of all, I think being there in the public, saying to the nation what is happening. And what we have seen also as a result of this, persons going in the supermarket yesterday didn't try to buy out the whole supermarket. I went and observed for myself at a number of supermarkets, saw people buying basic supplies.
Grenadians were primed up for what should have impacted the island overnight, but instead woke up to news that Tropical Storm Dawn has dissipated before making landfall. Tropical Storm Dawn was the fourth named Atlantic storm for 2017, the previous three being Arlene, Brett, and Cindy. Senator Garraway says over 100 people heeded the call to move to safety as hurricane shelters were activated across the country from 6 p.m. This, he says, shows that Grenadians are getting there in terms of preparedness and their response to information. A number of problem areas were identified, however, and this, the senator says, the agency is working to correct.
There were a number of gaps that we identified in Brett. We were able to fill some of them in terms of information dissemination, in terms of how we coordinate with our auxiliary staff, our districts and the likes. We saw those. We've been able to better that. In Dawn, we have seen some gaps, again, as it relates to how people relate to information. How you give it to them and how they receive it is another thing. So we have to fine-tune to make sure that the information is disseminated at the simplest form that people can appreciate, accept, and move with.
As it relates to information reaching the general public in a timely manner, the senator explains the process based on Grenada's geographical location. He says Trinidad is the focal point for Grenada and so is responsible for feeding the local Met Office with the information.
Trinidad and Tobago is the focal point for Grenada. So the information that is disseminated by the Hurricane Center, sent to Trinidad, they will have to contextualize it for Trinidad and that zone, that space that they are the focal point for. When that is done, there is an agreement. If Grenada is to be placed on the tropical storm warning, it will be issued by the focal point, but in consult with Grenada. When that is done, that information will be submitted to our Met Office, our official source for disaster-related information, technical information in Grenada. They will then take that information, contextualize it to a Grenada situation. So they have to run it through their own models to ensure that the information that is disseminated for Grenada is specific and accurate.
Chrislina John for GBN News.